Welcome to Egg Shorts. I'm Calen. He is Brandon. I am the young one and the pretty one. He is the older and grizzled one. Grizzled. I like grizzled better. Okay, with that,
You wait till
AI.
you get some experience. You'll look like this too. It's called experience.
Listen, son.
Some good and bad experience.
AI in agriculture, and I'm not talking artificial insemination. I'm talking artificial intelligence.
Okay.
I know you probably don't know much about it. I definitely don't, but I've seen some things where recently there's been some farm things where they have used computer generated or computer manned harvesters, combines, etc. to actually also bales. They take bales, stack them up, and then they do their thing while the farmer or the rancher is busy elsewhere doing more important things, because that's such a menial task. You know, when we think of things like swathing, haying, those are menial tasks. They're very important, but they're menial. So what do you think is a potential with the future of AI with artificial intelligence in agriculture? And I've just used up a minute, so you got about 3.5.
Well, they've been actually, if you're calling it that artificial intelligence, the simple GPS is something that they've been using for a good number of years now. And that really increases the efficiency of everything they're doing, from seeding, plants in the ground, for crops, to, weed selective spraying, to give them the best advantage, fertilization. A lot of times they fertilize while they're putting in the,
And again,
or,
these are all
the
menial.
part.
These are all menial
Yeah,
tasks. So
absolutely.
basic, but it saves you time and energy.
Yeah, and I was talking to a gentleman about this. It's been a while ago now, and he said that a friend of his, pretty good sized farmer, says that he has had more subscriptions to magazines now and reads more than he ever did, because he plugs his computer or the GPS into his tractor. He's just sitting there. So he's doing even less now than he was, but he's reading magazines and doing things like that. And for me, I'd be the same way. As I don't know if I could turn loose of this thing and trust it, because some of these tractors are $500,000, or a combine almost $1,000,000,
Yeah.
to turn loose and not have some kind of a manual override on it. But you could have somebody and maybe reasonably feel safe that a 10-year-old kid, like I used to do when I was a kid, with real tractor, turn loose, pulling a disc or something, and you teach them how to step on the clutch and take it out of gear, pull the throttle back. And so we're kind of coming full circle with that, except that now it's about efficiency, because you can't make a 10-year-old kid efficient on anything. I mean, it just doesn't work.
Can't make
as
an
responsible
18-year-old
as
kid efficient either.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, things happen even if you're trying as hard as you can, because everything you do is related to loss. If you vary or deviate a little bit off of, say a row and seeding one way or the other, either you've overplanted or you've underplanted next to where you've just planted, even trying as hard as you can, that's the inefficiency. And
Yeah.
so the GPS alone, and I don't count that as artificial intelligence necessarily, but when you couple that with a tractor that can actually do what's commanded with a GPS, yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. But I don't, it can't make selections necessarily on when to plant. It could.
Right.
I mean, you're still out there doing stuff. I mean, but you could also have probes in the ground. What temperature is it? Is it too cold to plant? Is the ground warmed up enough? Is it too dry? Is it too wet? I'm sure those things are all there, but they're also at that spot in time. A guy can have a field, or a wheat field that's a full section, a full square mile, say, and one side of it or one corner of it is wetter than the other, or there's an area in it that's got some sub moisture. I mean, you may be able to plant, but here's the thing: you could probably put that into the computer program, and it takes it into account and works around it.
Yeah. Well,
amazing stuff.
Farmer's Almanac, weather forecast, stuff like that. So, yeah, I think honestly, now that we're talking, we could probably go a legitimate Hangouts episode. So with that, that is a quick Egg Shorts with AI in agriculture.